Okay, here we go, people. What we got here right now, welcome back, by the way, is I got my retro project going on right now, and I picked up this nickel Teflon single stage nickel Teflon Trgger group from Dirty Bird. It's let me open it up right now. It's a very well made, of course they rebrand it when they sell it. Let me take it out right here. They have reduced power springs that come with it, which I will not be using. It's fine if you're just bench shooting, but you know, I think it has mil specs on it. Then it has these lightened springs, and these I will not be using, so I'm going to put those aside. This is actually, if you see the S, I don't know if you can focus on it, but this is made by Schmidt Industries. It's a mil-spec trigger, top quality for an OEM basic single stage trigger, and as you can see, all the components, hammer, I'm sorry, in the trigger are nickel Teflon coated. These are supposed to be pre-polished on all the contact surfaces. All you see are contact surfaces, which are here, basically this leading edge. And then on your hammer, over here, where are we? On the other side, right in there. And it looks pretty good. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the Dremel and do a quick polish job on it. I'm just going to hit these areas, the engagement surfaces, and just not going to remove any material. I'm just going to polish here. And I'm going to polish this surface here. And I'm going to go back here, even though this doesn't really matter, but I'm going to polish here and right down here. But the engagement surfaces, just make them a little slicker. And just finish off basically, which is already a good part. And this is what I mean by, you can buy a quality part. It does not have to be something super duper, but you get something like this, and of course it's going to be run in batches, and they're not going to sit there and hand polish and make it all, you know, it could be. So what you got to do as an individual is you have to just take it from there, and you don't just drop it in. When you have it out at this point, you can, or you don't have to. If you want to maximize it, just do a light polish and just finish it off, because they're not going to sit there at the factory and start polishing stuff for you. And what I have for this job today is I have my Dremel that I've had for probably 30 years. Of course, I've got a little micro screwdriver. I have a little bit of water, and I have some Jeweler's Rouge, which came with the Dremel, and some Ryobi brand white polishing compound. I'm probably just going to use this, see how it goes with the white polishing compound. So, without further ado, let's get this going. Let's see if I can just pop this cap off. Okay. Okay, so there you go. You can see that's seen some action before. Oh, and of course, don't ever forget your eye protection. A little water, so that fresh cotton tip from the Dremel will pick up some compound. And I'm just going to go like this at first. But what I usually do is I'll get now, I was just going to spray a little bit. So let me angle this out of my face. Pick up a little bit of compound on the wheel. Alright, now that's got plenty of compound on it. Cut that off. Put this aside. Okay, now let me remove my springs. This will just make it easy to pop the springs off. Here's your hammer spring. Come on. And there is your trigger spring. There you go, there's those. Those are aside. Okay, start with the trigger. You don't have to go super fast. Don't change the angle, just polish. You're not taking material off. There are always leftover burrs in the manufacturing process. I don't care what anybody says, there are. You notice I'm going at a low speed? There's no need to go at a high speed with this simply because this has already been nickel Teflon coated and the surfaces have been pre-prepared. I'm just polishing their finish. You can see the progress. You see that mirror finish coming? That's all you want. That's it, just about done with this piece right here. And I'll just give it a little, just a little bit. Okay. Okay, here we go. So you can see, just wipe it off with my finger. That has got a mirror polish on it now. Here's your contact surface. Did not change any geometry, merely polished the contact points where the trigger releases, sear release points. So that is done. You take another look at it. That's done. Now, onto the hammer. Now the hammer, I'm actually going to do a little bit more on this. I'm going to do the release points where you get your sear engagement. It sits like this. Oh, can I do it like this maybe? It sits like this. See that? So this area in here is going to get a little polish right up to this point. And then I'm going to polish this surface because this surface where the J spring goes through on the inside of here, this is a potential friction point. So I'm going to polish this to this point. Then where the bolt actually overrides, when the bolt comes back and pushes the hammer back, I'm going to polish the face of the hammer and then the top of the bolt. I mean, I'm going to go right back to the tail of the bolt. I mean, it'll look nice too, but it will, the slick of the surface, you can see right now, there are still, even though they Tefloned it, they did leave machining marks. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some striations in this. They go left to right. Well, I'm going to polish that out and make it as smooth as possible. believe me, it does make a difference. And for the short amount of time you have to invest in doing this before you assemble, it's well worth it. And always use, this is like $35. I think I got this complete kit on sale from Dirty Bird. And they take a lot of things and they'll get really good quality manufacturers and just rebrand them. We all know what that S means that's on it. That's Schmidt. So we all know this is a really good mil-spec trigger. All right, so now put a little more water on the wheel. Okay, kick this thing on, and we'll wait for the water spray. Get a little more compound. Okay, now get to it. Remember, we're not changing geometry, we're just polishing contact surfaces. You can see the black ring. Now I can change this way and go the other side. God, I hope my table doesn't collapse. Now this is a mild polishing compound, so it is, polishing does remove material, but it's only very minute, and it's not going to get through this coating that's on the trigger group. So you're not changing the geometry, you're just finishing and polishing the surface that was applied after the fact. Now you can already see the difference. And I'm going to give it a little bit more. Now I can go ahead and polish these other areas. And like I said before, even though this was nickel Teflon coated, there are still imperfections left. Now this is the J-spring area. So when this rides and it goes back and forth, it does have a friction point. Any friction you can take out of it is going to take grit out of your system. And that's going to make for a smoother trigger with a cleaner brake always. You get a little more compound on this in a second. Okay, clean this wheel a little bit, give it a little bath. Okay, we'll apply some more compound, but let me show you what I've got so far. Let me wash this off. This is what we've got so far. You can see the difference. If you can catch the glint. There you go. That's going to make a big difference. But I'm going to go a little bit more on this area. I'm going to stay away from here now. I've already done enough in this area where the sear engagement is. Now I'm going to finish off over here where the J-pin is, J-spring rather. Then I'm going to do the surface area where the bolt rides over the top of the hammer. see, can you see that? Okay, and that's going to do that. A little more compounds, freshen up the compound wheel. Okay. And granted, this is only for educational purposes. Okay, now. This is where the hammer would ride over the top. And this is a drag point. You can see, you'll see the difference. See the dullness? And you can see the striation marks from the machining. Well, we're going to take care of that now. For this, we're going to put the machine on higher though. Get a little more compound on it. So now we're really going to go after this one. We're not on a sear surface, so there's nothing to do with anything. This will not harm anything. This is merely to get that grit off and that striation that's ground into it from the machining. Now we're in high gear. I can feel that hammer heating up in my hand. Is this necessary? No, but if you're going to do a build, you might as well take the extra steps and make it as good as you can. This is what I say about all these people that I have to go out and buy a top dollar, you know, whatever it is. I'm not going to name names. I need a little more compound. You freshen up the compound wheel. You don't have to. You absolutely do not have to. I mean, those are for people who believe everything they see and believe everything they hear. But what you do have to do is you have to know something about quality, materials, and manufacturing, and what companies do that. And if you do that, you can get something that they make that is of a basic, I mean, let's face it, you know, you get something that's of a basic, good standing quality like this Schmidt firing component, you know, hammer or whatever. I mean, you can already see the difference. We're not there yet. This part is done. It's not cleaned up. The engagement surface. But now I'm just doing this as a non-engagement surface. This is just, like I said, with a hammer ride. So let me get a little more compound on there. And you can make yourself a really nice rifle. I have one of mine. I had a really basic, not even a nickel boron or nickel Teflon coated fire control group, but it was a USGI fire control group. Polished it up, spent time on it, and I have like a 4.5 pound trigger pull on it with no grit at all. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to kick this up into high gear again and go after that surface again. And get the stuff out of my way. Okay, here we go. I just want to try to polish out some of the striations. So, don't let it get away from you. Now this will be paired with a chrome plated bolt group. Not nickel boron, but chrome plated. Okay. I have to go out and get more polishing wheels. I'm like at the end of the line here. You will notice the difference in performance, the smoothness in cycling. Absolutely. There's no doubt. Some people may disagree, but they can disagree all they want. I know from experience. Okay. Hey, we're in here, right? Let's do a little here just for shits and giggles. Why not? This is just for the hell of it. This is just cosmetic what I'm doing at this point. Just because I'm in here, you know? Okay. This also rides up against the interior of the receiver. Gonna give that a little. Again, why not? We're in here. The other side. This isn't necessary, it's just an extra step I'm taking. And then we'll see what we got when we're done. Okay. Alright. There we are, just about. If you want to go the extra mile, you can take your, let me get, you got your disconnector also. You can polish a little on your disconnector if you want. Just a little bit. Just deburred a little bit in this area. Just a touch, that's all. It is an engagement surface, but it's not a crucial engagement surface. But it's okay to give it a little polish. This looks like it's got like a nitrite finish on it. And so you polish it up. Take a little bit of the friction off. This back here doesn't do anything. A little on the side, because that does rotate in there. Just a little. These are steps that you should take that the factory is not going to take if you're serious about this. I mean, if you're going to go through the trouble of building your own rifle, you should do it anyway. Okay. 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 Cleaned it up a little bit. And that's it. That's it. Don't worry about these. I wouldn't do anything to these because they're already finished from the factory, and trust me, you don't want to mess around with the diameters because then you can cause slop in your trigger group. Could it happen? It's a possibility, so I would not touch this at all. Okay, here we go. So that's off. Let me get rid of this. That's done. Okay, now let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Just give it a little white. Okay, let me see. A lot of gunk still on. I have to go after, give it a proper cleaning later on, but you'll get the gist of it. Let me grab my little toothbrush. Excuse me for 1 second, folks. Toothbrush. Okay, have toothbrush. Okay, here we go. Now, we gotta use for old socks and old toothbrushes. God, if you spent all your money buying these specialized things, it's just ridiculousness. Okay, you get that extra grit out of that channel. I can go like this too, just run that in there a little bit. Okay. And the J pin, make sure you clean this area out good. Just get all that compound out really good. That's why we save our old toothbrushes, right? Yeah, that's right, I brush my teeth, believe it or not. Okay, now. Okay, so here we go. You see all the areas that I polished. Here's one of your contact points right there, engagement points. You can see that, nice and shiny. Where the J spring goes, with this rides on the bottom of the receiver. Face of the hammer, I just did this. This doesn't really matter at all, but right at this point where the bolt would ride over it, that's going to help. Has nothing to do with the trigger disengagement, but it does have to do with the bolt override when the bolt goes back over it to recock the trigger. And there's your tail. I didn't go too crazy over there. There's also an area back here that I may hit. Again, that's your disconnector right over. Your disconnector would connect over there. Not important, but I may hit it anyhow. Now, here's the trigger. All done. clean. Go clean. As you can see, that's a nice mirror surface. The angle is untouched on the engagement surface. Although most of this is unnecessary, I mean, you're in there, you might as well polish it. And there you go. And I'm probably going to hit this side and hit that side. But now when you have these two pieces together, and you get your two engagement points, I mean, I can feel how nice and slick that is. Just those two mating surfaces. And that's going to make for a very nice grit-free trigger pull. And let me go like this, you can see it. Okay. And that, people, is a quick and easy way to maximize your mil-spec AR-15 trigger group. I hope that you got something out of this. Please, it's always appreciated if you can like and subscribe so I can bring you more content like this. Thumbs up is always appreciated. And once again, thank you so much for watching and taking time out of your day. Any questions? Please leave them in the comment section below. And please, like I said, thumbs up, like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help. Have a great rest of your day. And once again, thank you for tuning in.